So 2011 X or just X is another retake of, well, the original EXE, and I thought it'd be interesting to talk about this guy. And oh boy, there is a lot to this guy that really surprised me. So let's just not sit here and waste any more time and just get right into it. So I was expecting this guy to be a pretty simple retake of the original character. Not really too much to them, but I was completely wrong, and there's actually, like, a lot to them. I feel like with the original EXE, you kind of just have to sit there and wonder, like, a bunch of aspects to the character. Like, why does he kill? Why does he do any of, like, the things he does? Who knows? Who cares? It's a bad creepypasta. To explain his origins, he was basically born in the void. Basically, this matter decided to, like, smash into each other, creating him, and for a little while, he decided to explore space. But then he eventually stumbled upon Earth. This started up his fascination with humans and, like, Sonic the Hedgehog as a whole, and he wanted to basically, like, enslave the human race, basically turning the world into a toy for him. He eventually found out about, like, this extremely good, like, programmer. Okay, so try to stay with me here, because the details might get a little messy. This programmer died and X decided to basically make his own little world. The whole thing about this is that the guy extremely sucks at programming. Like, he's not good at it, in fact doesn't even really like doing it to begin with. But he tried his best. He sort of made like this weird flat layout of Sonic's world to the best of his ability, making these rooms. So I don't know if this is like before or after, but eventually he was able to copy himself a vessel of Sonic. But doing this made his eyes go into extreme pain, bleeding and all that. And this explains the origins of why his eyes are like the way they are. This isn't really a detail that needed to be explained, but I honestly do think it's a cool detail to explain, like, the way he is. Like, I think that's genuinely cool instead of just, well, you're just kind of supposed to wonder about that. But anyways, I don't know when this came into the story, but X is kind of unable to interact with the human world. But he sort of can by basically dragging out somebody's, like, soul. But the first time he did this, it, like, didn't go out well, so that's, like, two things he's not good at. He can't program and he doesn't even know how to kill people. He literally ripped open somebody's body and he decided, alright, I gotta be more careful with this next time, and just decided to just take the soul out of people. That's literally it. He decided to learn from that and improved. So eventually the cops decided to get involved with this, realizing, some people might be getting murdered, so let's go investigate this. And they dubbed it the Sonic.exe case, and EXE was like, alright, that's my name now. And that is basically it for his origins. I don't feel like I missed all that much. Well, there is, like, the game he originates from. I guess I could talk about that for a little bit. So, Sonic.exe 2011 is just a remake of the original game. There's, like, some improvements to it, some added stuff to it, and it overall is just a nice remake to the original game. If you, the player, decide to play it, well, you know what you're in for. You just go through the levels and get killed by X, but there are some secrets you can stumble upon if you want to, like, go look for them. But even if you decide to do that, well, it's all just going to end the same. You die like everybody else, and that's basically it. You know, X will basically taunt you and all that and just say, like, oh, you trying to think out of the box, my friend? But overall, 2011 X or just X actually works pretty well as a good replacement for the original character. I like that they explain little details to him that didn't really need to be explained, but that stuff is just nice added additions to him. There were some pretty interesting things I did learn about him, like, he'll just rig the game, like, you're in. Like, if you don't, like, follow his rules, he'll just kill you because why not? He's impatient. There are some nice little changes to the 2011 game, like, in the original EXE creepypasta, they explained that in, like, the Eggman level, there's curtains, but in the game, there's no curtains, the original one. But in the 2011 game, there's curtains. Interesting. If you want to try to escape or avoid X, you can't. If you try to wait for, like, the timer to reach, like, you know, I think around 10 minutes, you'll just get killed anyways, or in the Tails level when you try to run away from him, he'll just get dragged to him. Those were just some little things I wanted to bring up. They're nice additions to the game, so there's not much else left to just get into, like, his design. X has a pretty simple design, but I guess that's why it works. It's just, like, pretty simple. Tries to stay as accurate to, like, the original design. I know what this is based off of, like, this really poorly, like, drawn image of, like, this half Sonic and half EXE. Like, the posing is kind of similar. Man, what else can I say about this design, really? It's just a nice, simple design, and that's just really why it works. Just, it's simple, and that's really it. So that's 2011 X. I honestly think he's a pretty good retake of the original character, and I wasn't expecting them to explain certain details to his origins. Like, they didn't need to do that, but it honestly is just like nice additions to this like retake of the character. Knowing certain details about this guy honestly makes him kind of scary. Like, he doesn't like, terrify me, but he's like a little bit of like more of a threat than the original EXE. I really wasn't expecting him to have like a lot of content to him, but he did, and it's honestly he's just a nice retake of the original character. So, that's basically it for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.